Injuries come and go, but hello is eternal, right? Yeah, so I am gonna talk about the books that I'm gonna be reading in the next couple of months, summer maybe. So I have read 11 books so far in the year. Well, actually, I've read 12, but that was before I decided on this TBR. So I've read 11 books so far in the month. And while I've tried to set monthly TBRs for myself for the year that has been so far, I'm not currently in a position to be able to have monthly TBRs anymore, just because I have an injury that's kind of confined me to my bed, and I don't know what or how much I can read at the moment because things are a bit up in the air for me. So I'm setting like a seasonal or like a quarterly or here's just what I'm reading in the next few months and we'll see how much time it takes TBR. So let's just get into it. Okay, so this TBR is, it sounds a little long when I talk about the number of books that are in it, but I think it's gonna be a breeze because I'm going to be reading the Caraval series and the Once Upon a Broken Heart series in that order, in publication order, except for Spectacular, which I'm going to read in between the two books. I think Spectacular was a more recent release by Stephanie Garber, but all that I know is that it's book 3.5, so like it comes after Finale, which is the third Caraval book. And yeah, so I'll read it in that order. I'll be reading Caraval, Legendary, Finale, and Spectacular, and then the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. So I've kind of spoiled a few things for myself, I guess, because I know about the existence of Once Upon a Broken Heart, or just because I read the synopsis for, like, I know that there's this character called Jax, Prince of Hearts, and I'm just hoping that I'm either wrong or that it's gonna be like a very minor Easter egg. But yeah, so like I said, I told you that I'd read 11 books, but actually 12 books. So the first book that I've already read from this little TBR is Caraval, of course. And the reason that I read that book before I like set this TBR in stone is because I didn't know if I would like it. But, and I've mentioned this before, I love a good fantasy that just takes me away. And yeah, I got this notebook right here because, so this is a book, that a notebook that I sometimes journal in when I'm reading a book and I'm particularly enjoying it. Like, for example, I made a whole spread about These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. But um, in Caraval, the writing style is just so vivid, so descriptive. I was reading things, and I'm not an artist, but I was imagining myself drawing those things. Um, and after a hot minute, I just had to pick up some color pencils and um, draw. And then I just wrote the joining quote on the side. So this is the symbol for Caraval, which is like this big magical event, which is like a game or a treasure hunt of sorts, and there's magic involved, and there are performers, and there are participants, and they tell you that it's just a game. Do not get too carried away, but people do. And yeah, a lot of people even just come to watch the game. They have no interest in playing it. And the symbol for this game, this 5 night show, is this: a sun with a star inside of it with a teardrop inside of the star. So that's what I drew. Like, this is kind of what I imagined it to be. The sun was supposed to be prettier and the star was supposed to be more symmetrical. But like I said, I'm not an artist. And I think I did an okay job with the teardrop, even though it looks more like a Prince Rupert's drop than an actual droplet of water. But still, I can't draw. I made that. And then the top hat, which at first kind of just looked like a blob, and then I outlined it with a darker, like a purple color pencil. So a blue velvet hat, top hat, is what um, legend who's the master of Caraval wears, and no one knows his real identity, and he wears different faces in every show that he hosts. So it was it was a nice book. There were some moments where I felt like, oh, that got resolved way too quickly, but then I know that these books are young adult, and yeah, I'm a little old for young adult. I mean, the main characters are more than a decade, or like a decade, not more than a decade. My birthday hasn't come yet. So the characters are like a decade younger than I am. So I get it. But the second book has these vibes that that's not going to be so straightforward and things won't be so easily resolved. So maybe it'll be fun, but even if it's not, just the writing, just the experience of Caraval is so breathtaking and so ensnaring that I am just enjoying being a part of this world. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to finishing this series and then picking up the next one. And I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but I think it's gonna be fun. Wait, I didn't sign off. Alright, so that's my TBR, 7 books over the next who knows how long. And yep, I'll see you after I am done reading, or perhaps I'll see you like after I finish each trilogy and talk about the books a bit more. And if you've read these books, let me know what your reading experience was like. And thanks for watching. If anyone's watching, okay, cool, cool beans. See ya next time. Bye bye.